Welcome back to the MLB playoffs here on Twitch as the American League Division Series continues with Game 2 for the Bronx Yankee Stadium. Tonight, the New York Yankees will look to extend their series lead to 2-0 against the Cleveland Indians, who will look to take things back home, tied in a game apiece.
Special postseason coverage of baseball on the show. I'm joined by Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, and Danny, an important ball game coming up here in Game 2.
Yeah, this is just a 5-game series, so getting that first win under you is great. The most important game of a series, though, it's absolutely critical, is a good way not to get too comfortable with your lead.
All right, the stage is set. The starters get their final tosses in out in the bullpen, and we've got a good one in store for you, folks. Play-by-play is coming up next. Corey Kluber is
Corey
on the mound
Kluber
for Game 2.
getting the ball here in Game 12 and 12 with a ERA over 4.
Great velocity.
Getting the ball here for the Yankees here in Game 2.
That'll start at a left-hander's hip and bring it back.
These playoffs have been top-notch. Another ball header for Indians and Yankees. Game 2 underway. Inside fastball for strike one.
It's 0-1.
To Cesar Hernandez. Good pitch there by Kluber to get things going. It's a high velocity, high in the zone pitcher. See if the Indians are able to attack him.
Sinker, and this one's over
That
as well.
pitch is taken inside on a sinker for strike 2.
Goes out the window. You're frustrated right now.
Hernandez not too happy about it, but the strike was called. The 0-2. Got him! A 3-pitch strikeout from Kluber to start the game. Back-to-back sinkers gets Hernandez.
So next to bat.
And here's Roberto Perez. And a great pitch by Kluber, a great strikeout pitch. And a quick first at bat for Cleveland.
To the left side.
Perez rips one into left, but it's foul.
Shaping up to be a pretty nice day for baseball. 69 degrees here at first pitch.
The 0-1.
Fouled off.
Swung to right, and Kluber quickly ahead 0-2 again. The Yankees' 7-1 victory over the Indians was the largest margin of victory so far in the division series.
Dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact.
Sinker dips too low. Tried to get him again with that strikeout pitch, that low sinker below the knees. Perez doesn't chase it.
Fouled away.
Perez will chase that curveball, but foul it away.
First time he breaks out a curveball right there, and it's a pretty good one.
He'll try again. 1-2.
A 1-2 on its way to Perez.
Timing
Perez
just to
rips
tick off
that,
there as this
but
one's fouled off
foul.
to the right. Bases are empty. One man out. Count still at 1-2.
Perez pops it up behind home, but fouled again.
The pitch.
The 1-2 to Kluber,
Takes
to
this
Perez,
the other way to
and
right.
that is ripped to
And he will
right
make
by
the play
Caught.
out there, and there are
Judge
two away
raging
now.
over, and there's 2 away in the top of the first.
Mark DeRosa, what's your take on him this afternoon on
You
the
see
road?
the Indian lineup, the 3-4-5 in the middle, Ramirez, Reyes, and Rosario. They are going to be the key. If Cleveland's going to even this series, 3-4-5 for Cleveland, got to get it done.
Have to work the home plate umpire. Can't be given 4 to 6 inches off the inside half, or he's going to
Jose
have a field
Ramirez
day
steps
pounding that
up.
sinker in there. Should be interesting to see.
Sinker below the
right out of
knees
the
for
chute
ball 1.
if he's got the good one or not.
First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. The 1-0.
1-0 on its way.
A swing and a miss, strike one.
And swing and a miss
In
on
my
a sinker.
opinion, one
Count
of the
evens
toughest
up.
pitches in the game to square up. Just a heavy sinker with good downward action.
2-1 to Jose Ramirez.
Otter inside. Ramirez lays off. 2-1.
Just getting started here in the Bronx. Well off the inside.
Side sinker
that time
again,
the
and
sinker
3-1
misses
to
for a ball.
Ramirez.
This is where you cash
Reyes
your checks
on
right
deck.
there. 3-1. You're one of the best
If
hitters in the
Ramirez
game.
can get on and keep
You
this
live for
inning going.
situations like this.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes.
Swing but foul.
A swing by Ramirez, and this
Swung
one's
on
soaring
deep to
field.
right. That ball is gone. An absolute laser by Jose Ramirez on a full count. And the Indians
solo
take a
shot down the
1-0
line in
lead
right
here in
as
the top of the
Tribe move out in
first.
front, 1-0.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even know how to react to that. That ball was just rocketing off the bat of Ramirez. Just as we talked about, the 3, 4, 5 hitters have to deliver for Cleveland. And Ramirez delivers in a big way there into the second deck.
And he did right there.
And that'll bring in Franmil
A
Reyes.
full count, 2-out home run to make it 1-0. That's up the middle and through for a base hit.
That's through for a 2-out hit.
Well, the inning continues, back-to-back hits off Kluber.
Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dad. Sent it back right where it came from.
And here's Eddie Rosario stepping up
into the box
to face
Eddie
Kluber.
Rosario. As the first pitch to him is in there.
That
for a
pitch is
called
taken for strike one.
He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away.
So Cleveland quickly jumps out 1-0 after the home run by Ramirez into the second deck.
Here's the 0-1 pitch.
The 0-1 clicks out of the inning. At first, ending right.
Zach Plesac will be on the bump for game 2 of the series. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, this guy has a pitch or options to have. You can go hard, soft. You can go in and anytime you have 4 pitches, if you can throw strikes, you have the big advantage.
That'll bring in Giovanni. Here's the
Out 1-0. A 1-0. Urshela rips that down the line in third. And it's
Looked like
foul.
he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
The 1-1.
A 1-1 on its way. Aiken for a ball. 2-1.
And he
3-1 the count.
here, so he's behind 3-1.
He's only 4 pitches, but he doesn't look too sharp to start the day off.
Ready on 3-1. Here's the pitch.
3-1 from Plesac.
That's
It's a
ball
walk.
4.
A leadoff walk to start the game for Plesac.
Well, there's only a 1-run cushion to play with, so he's got to be upset after he walked the leadoff man here. Go-ahead run comes to the plate, and there are no outs. This could be a very interesting inning.
Next to hit, Clint Frazier. Now here's the first offering. Line drive base hit.
Two on. Nobody out.
Next up will be Gleyber
Torres is up.
as he will look at a first pitch
And he
fastball
takes ball
for
1.
Urshela on second. Frazier at first with no outs.
Frazier on first. Urshela on second. Plesac in some early trouble.
That evens
Foul
it up,
back.
1-1.
Count 1-1.
Has a look
A
now.
1-1. Swung on and missed by Torres.
1-2.
Plesac
he's in
looking
bit
for
of
a
hot
big
water in this
punch
first
out.
inning, but if he can start throwing his slider effectively like that, he has a lot better chance of settling into this game.
1-2 on its way from
1-2.
Plesac. Torres rips it, but foul.
Down the third
Great
baseline.
snag by the ball boy out there and left. Nice play. Back to a 1-2 count.
Now another 1-2.
Chopped, but foul. Torres keeps the up out alive.
And he takes
Strike three called high in the zone. Torres with some
Just
words for
flat
the
out
home plate
frozen there.
umpire,
Nothing too
but
deceptive
he's
about
down
that
on
full
strikes and a
center
big
fastball,
punch out for
I think he
Plesac
wasn't
here.
expecting it at all.
Just broke inside the zone. Torres doesn't like it, but a big punch out by Plesac. And that'll bring up Stanton. Home run in game one.
Giancarlo Stanton now.
Fouled
Swing as
away.
he foul tips it here, and right off his arm behind the plate. That hurts. First and second now, one man out.
First and second, one out.
Tried to get him to go after the
Couldn't
slider,
get him to
but it's
chase it.
1-1.
Count
So
even.
let's take a peek at the umpiring crew working this one. Behind the plate is Eric Summersgill.
You know what, Dan? I'm always baffled when Eric Summersgill's behind the dish because he has a tendency to favor one side of the plate.
You know, that's one of the things I think pitchers get a little bit frustrated with the E
That
train.
pitch
It's
misses
like,
for a
hey, you're gonna
ball,
give me
and it's
that
2 and
inside
1.
corner, give it to me, but don't keep moving the dish around on me all game.
He's set, and the 2-1 pitch.
High
There
fastball
isn't a
misses,
hitter alive
3
that
and
doesn't
1.
love hitting in fastball counts like 3 and 1. It's usually a pretty fruitful count in terms of
Standing
getting a
trying
pitch
to
to
get
drive.
the Yankees
From the
on the
stretch.
board. Takes strike 2 low at the knees.
Fastball right there, down
Full
and away.
count.
If you're going to do any damage with that pitch, you have to think up the middle the other way, and you have to be diving in.
Standing rips it down the third base line. It is fair. All the way to the wall. Urshela will come around to score. And Stanton has tied it with an RBI double.
Absolute laser that time, screaming off the bat, if you will, and show track
Giancarlo Stanton continuing an excellent start to his postseason with an RBI double in the bottom of the first to tie the game at 1. You just can't miss against this guy. And he has absolutely dominated this series at the plate. And now you get Voit with second and third and 1 out.
Standing in now, Luke Voit.
Voit
As
takes
he'll
the
take a look at a
fastball high for
that
strike
time. It's
1.
0-1.
Voit, who also had a home run in game 1. Stanton, Voit, and Judge all went yard in game 1. Stanton already with an RBI double here in the bottom of the first.
Swing and a miss,
Big
and he's in
swing
the
and
hole,
miss by
0-2
Voit.
now.
You can
And
really
the
tell
count
they're trying
goes
to
to
keep the ball
0-2.
in on this big slugger right here.
Is that an effort to keep him from getting extended, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the idea. Matt,
Judge
but he
on
might steal the
deck.
win if he starts looking for it in there.
Unless the inning ends here.
Here's the 0-2. Down the
Voit
left field line
fouls
deep,
it away.
but this will wind up being a foul ball. Runners are at second and third with one
Already
down.
21 pitches in the first inning for Plesac. Here's 22.
Hit in the air
Popped
center
up to
field.
center. Frazier is going to come to the plate. Here's the throw. Will it be in time? It's cut off under the plate. Not in time. Frazier scores. And a sacrifice fly by Voit. And the Yankees lead 2-1.
Always productive to score runs when you...
Next
Here's
to him, so you make this first inning here.
still on second. 2 out.
From the stretch.
Ball 1 taken by
I think
Judge.
this inning could have far-reaching
Went
effects
0
in
for
this game.
4 with
And it's probably going to limit how deep he goes into this game.
Ready with the 1-0. Now a bit of a
Strike
hanger, but
1,
it's laid
take it
off
high,
and called a
slider.
strike.
Hey, you can tell
Plesac
right
job
there, the
now.
hitter
He's
was
just got to
almost
get out of
fooled
this
by
inning.
that
Whatever
pitch,
he can do,
expecting
just
the
get
nasty
out of
slider
this
to break
inning
down
and
away,
keep it
and it
2-1.
hung in the middle of the plate.
Slider
Too
misses
late
for a
him to pull the
ball.
trigger.
Already 25 pitches for Plesac here in the first. Pitch 26. Right now. Big swing and a miss by Judge.
Hey boys, you
Count
talking
evens
about
up
getting your
2-2.
ace swing off right here? That's what it looks like. A guy with massive power letting it eat.
Couldn't get him to chase. Full count.
Some pitch
Sanchez on deck. If Judge can keep the inning going.
But with the base open, it's not the end of the
A
world.
long first inning for Plesac. And the Yankees have a 2-1 lead. Look back to Stan and now the pitch. Judge swings but foul. Keeps the out alive. Still a full count. The next payoff pitch on its way.
Stretch the 3-2 home.
Judge rips it but foul. And that will guarantee a pitch inning for Plesac. Judge swings. That's hit deep to left. Looking up at the track at the wall. It's caught. Lost in this game open. But the fight comes to an end. Yankees lead 2-1 here in game 2.
After this. Now that brings up Josh Naylor.
Josh Naylor sent wild first inning here in game 2. Yankees already with a 2-1 lead. Let's see if Kluber could settle in here
Shifted well to the right. Here's the first
and keep
pitch.
this lead. Strike one is taken by Naylor high in the zone. Count 0-1. Good first pitch there by Kluber.
Into the windup. Here
We're
comes
gonna get
the
Naylor to
0-1.
go.
A bouncer to the left side.
To short.
Scooped up.
1 out.
Throw on to first will take care of him. So he's thrown out by the only man standing on the left side of the infield. One away.
Here's the Yankee defensive alignment. Sanchez behind the plate. Urshela, Estrada. LeMahieu, Voigt, the infield. Judge, Frazier, Stanton, the outfield.
And the numbers tell them
That defensive
they're a
alignment was
better
brought to you
team
by YouTube
defensively,
TV.
moving guys around and shifting as much as they can.
Now a swing, and he just fouls
Swing and a
this
foul
one away.
ball. And Jimenez will step up here in the top half of the second. Chops it, but foul.
Behind 0-2.
Quickly 0-2.
Nothing in 2 count, and
Pitch
the pitch.
on its way. It's low. Ball
Hey,
one.
the fish ain't biting there on that 0-2 breaking ball, but you got to be careful because this pitcher might throw him another one.
1 out, nobody on.
1 out, nobody on.
Too much
Missed
depth
outside
on the
for a
sinker,
ball
laid
again, and the
off for a
count
ball.
evens up 2-2.
And
Misses
here's a good sinker
again.
now, but it misses.
And a
3-2.
count that started
Boy,
0-2
went
is
from
now
being in the
full.
driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
A full count.
High in the air
Swung
out to
high
center
to
field.
center.
Center fielder
Frazier
giving
tracking
chase.
it. 2 out.
He
A
gets
long
there, and
out
that's the second out.
for Jimenez. And here's the updated
And so
postseason
with 2
bracket.
away now, let's give you another
Padres
look at our
won it.
playoff
An
bracket
incredible
as you see
comeback.
what
They
could
do
lie
it
ahead for
again
the winner in this
to the
series.
Dodgers last night. The Twins also stunned the Astros. That was 2 nights ago. That Padres-Dodgers game 2-0.
Now to bat, Jordan Luplow. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive.
Luplow will keep the inning alive.
Ready
Or
to
look to
deal.
keep the
Here
inning
comes
alive.
the first pitch.
We had one game yesterday, and the Twins stunning the Astros 4-3 to take a 2-0 lead in that series. Game 3 will be on Saturday. What's that Cardinals-National series? As of now, the only series in this round to be tied at 1. That Game 3 from St. Louis coming up later tonight in prime time. This is for a ball. 2-1 to Luplow. Kluber trying to get a 1-2-3 second inning and keep this a 2-1 game. Luplow swings but fouls it away. Count even. Luplow keeps it alive again and fouls it away. A lot of twos on the board right now.
And this will miss down
in the dirt, full count.
Full now at 3-2.
Hedges on deck if Luplow can keep this inning going. And he fouls it away. Full count.
4 foul balls in this AB. Pitcher cannot find anywhere to go to put this guy away.
Already 35 pitches for Kluber in an inning and 2/3. Luplow again keeps the at-bat alive. This will be the 9th pitch Luplow sees in this at-bat. And a walk is drawn. So Luplow works the count and draws a walk. So here's Austin Hedges now with a man on first and 2 out in the second. First pitch to Hedges.
Here it comes.
Way outside sinker for a ball.
Perfect time for a mound visit right here. Just give him a breather, a chance to collect himself and get back to work.
The 1-0 home.
Misses for a ball. 2-0.
Shy of 40 for him right now, and he's not
just
even
missed
out of the
outside.
second inning of work. He's definitely not being as efficient on the mound as he'd like.
This has been a long start to this game for both pitchers.
Luplow leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning.
The 2-0 on its way.
3-0
to Hedges.
He's really going to need to keep the walks
Hernandez
down
on
in this start.
deck.
He's in danger of
If
walking
Hedges
the
can get
second
on.
guy in 2 innings here.
Look over to first. Now the 3-0 offering to Hedges.
Is laid off.
In for a strike. Right at the knees. Out goes the 3-1.
And a 2-2
Hedges takes that for a strike. It's now full.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Runner's going on the pitch.
And
Hedges fouls it away. Look at that, 23 pitches already in this second inning. Pitch 24 is a strike. Got him looking. Inning over. A long inning for Kluber, but he gets out of it unscathed. 2-1 Yankees. We go to the bottom of the second in game 2.
Bottom of the inning now, and next will be the
here's the catcher, Gary Sanchez, up to face Plesac.
Infield in the overshift.
First pitch to Sanchez. Swings at it, but fouled away.
Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes.
3-0-1. Way outside for a ball. Out is even. Sanchez swings and misses, and the count 1-2.
On its way. And
got him!
Bite to that slider as he
slider below the
knees.
Sanchez goes
really
down on
good
strikes.
late bite on that slider right there. The best ones have that late action that just
Great break on this slider, gets him below the knees.
And when you've got that good slider going,
Sanchez
it's a great
swings.
strikeout pitch.
Well, you see the break. Great strikeout pitch by Plesac.
Here's the
DJ
second baseman,
LeMahieu.
DJ LeMahieu,
Will step in.
as he will take strike one on the fastball here.
And
No
he
balls
takes
and a
strike
strike.
one. LeMahieu went hitless in game one.
0-1 pitch on its way.
Ripped but foul. And the count goes to 0-2.
Bases are empty, one man out.
The 0-2 on its way.
1-2. to
Missed
DJ
for a ball,
LeMahieu.
1-2. Try to get him to chase down on an 0-2, but LeMahieu holds up.
High in the air,
Rips
down
it
the
into
field
right.
line.
But caught.
Reyes will drift over to his
Reyes
left a few
there,
steps
2
as he
away.
takes it for the second out.
Batting ninth, the shortstop.
Now to the plate, here is Tyro Estrada.
Tyro
Trying to make
Estrada.
something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the second.
On a home run in game one on Monday
He's
night.
ready. Here's the first pitch.
Now here's the first pitch to him.
As he'll take
Taken
changeup
for a
here
strike. It's
one.
0-1.
Hey, I got to really commend this pitcher right here. Was
Throws
able
him
to
up with that
regroup
pitch.
in between innings. Something happened in the dugout because he's on point coming out for the second.
0-1, here's the pitch.
Swing and a miss
Swinging
by
strike,
Estrada.
and now it's
Count goes to 0-2.
With the way this guy's throwing on the mound, you cannot be chasing. You have to set your...
Got him.
We'll leave it right there as
A
he strikes out,
1-2-3
and that ends the
second
inning.
for Plesac.
So the Yanks go 1-2-3.
Out of it in just
They
10
still lead it
pitches.
2-1.
2 strikeouts for Plesac. 2 gone in game 2. 2-1 Yankees.
Top of the third set to get underway. And
Top of the
standing
third
in is the
underway.
switch hitting second baseman.
Top of the
Cesar
order
Hernandez.
coming up for Cleveland.
Wheels and deals. Here's
Hernandez
the
up
first pitch.
first.
This is
Swings
hit
at the
high in
first
air
pitch
out
to
toward
left.
center. On the move is
Standing, giving it a
Stanton.
run, but
He
1
gets
out.
to it and makes the catch.
That brings up
So
Roberto
the next at
Perez.
bat will be Roberto Perez.
Lined
Hit it
out in the
hard, but
first.
Lined out in his first at bat.
Yeah, Matty, it's always a little frustrating when you square one up. You hit a solid line drive like he did, and all you have to show for it is a jog back to the dugout.
Inside
That can get
sinker
your head
taken
for a
for
little
strike 1. Great first pitch.
2-1 score here as we play inning number 3. Here's a cutter.
Cut
that's off the
fastball
plate,
well
1-1.
outside for ball 1. Kluber already up to 47 pitches here in game 2.
This one's
Perez
flared
rips
toward
that
left
one
center.
and down
And
into the
that'll
gap.
get down for a base hit.
Base hit by Perez. Tying run on first with 1 out.
Now batting, third baseman, Jose
Ramirez up. Home run
Stepping
back in
now,
the first.
Jose Ramirez. Yes, he'll take a look at ball 1.
Another home
He
run
launched
here
one
would
over
give
wall
the Indians
in
back the
opening
lead.
frame.
Already 50 pitches for Kluber in 2 1/3 innings.
There's a belt
That's
high
Sicker
strike
taken
to
for
even
strike
the count
1.
at 1-1. Perez stays
That
at
was like the
first
kind of
with 1
pitch
out.
Ramirez could have swung on.
Good
Taken for
breaking ball
strike
there,
2.
right off for the second strike.
Kluber looking to get a big out here in the third.
Good hard sinker, but he lays off
Just
to even
missed.
things at 2-2.
Count even. The 2-2 is on its way to Ramirez.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way.
Swung on and headed to center, a base hit.
Into center field.
2 on,
Hey, they
1
weren't gonna
out
keep
here
this
in the
guy
third.
down for long. That's the ebbs and flows of a baseball season. Bottom line is this guy has bat-to-ball skills. You knew he was going to get hot eventually.
Ramirez 2 for 2. And now here's Franmil Reyes
At the plate now, Friend
with an
Reyes.
opportunity to get some runs
And that
across.
misses for ball one. He's
Ball
singled in his
one
first
misses.
AB.
Reyes with a base hit. Back in the first. This is going to be a long bullpen game. You got to think for both teams now.
Sinker stays
Kluber
outside,
misses
is behind
2-0.
now 2-0.
Got to find a way to execute either a good fastball down and away or flip something off speed for a strike. You cannot miss over the harder plate in these situations. The hitter is on high alert.
2-0 count.
In there,
Reyes takes for
2-1.
strike 1.
That's an impressive pitch right
Good
there.
pitch there
If
by
you're willing to throw
Kluber.
a
And
changeup
Ramirez
on
didn't
2-0,
like
to me, that's a
patient. Swing. The 2-1 on its way to
The 2-1.
Franmil Reyes.
Is swung on and missed.
Swung and
that's
missed.
strike
Count even.
Good thing he didn't make contact with that pitch. Only thing he could do is probably hit that on the ground. It could be a double play ball.
The 2-2 on its way to
2.
Reyes.
2-2. Is
Got
swung
him!
on and missed, strike
Big
3.
punch out there by Kluber. He gets Reyes on strikes. And now there's 2 outs for Eddie
Striding
Rosario.
in is Eddie Rosario trying here to plate the tying run from second.
Kluber looks back to second.
From
Now
stretch,
the
here's
offering.
pitch. As the
Missed
first
for
pitch
ball
misses to
1.
him, it's ball 1.
A lot of pitches away here, which is pretty much what you're forced to do with lefty batters here at Yankee Stadium. It doesn't take much to hook one out of here to right field with that short
60
porch out there.
pitches for Kluber already, and we're in the third.
A 2-0 count to
As
the
for
Indians
ball
left
2.
fielder.
You can see this guy's more focused at the plate right now. In that first AB, he went down on strikes.
The 2-0.
Down
Missed
low
for a ball.
and thickens
3-0
here,
now.
3-0.
2 on, 2 out with a base
Naylor
open
on
here as a
deck.
pitcher. You have to be awful
If this
careful.
inning
Just don't wanna
continues.
groove something here and give this guy a pitch that he can hit one out of the park on.
He's
3-0
set.
on
The
its way.
3-0 offering.
Rosario will take for
There's
strike
a
1.
As he'll try to work his way back. It's 3-1.
3-1 with 2 on, and this is where you got to be geared up for something to drive. I don't think you can just groove him one right here. You still have to try to make a competitive pitch.
The 3-1 pitch. Kluber trying to get out of this third
3-1.
inning. Swung on and fouled back. Count is full.
2 men are on with 2 men out.
A payoff pitch coming up for Kluber.
Did a good job.
Fouled
of shortening
away
up and
again
protect
by
the
Rosario.
plate, and he'll
Count
have
stays
another
full.
shot at it here.
3-2. Runners are going on the pitch.
Cash.
Kluber in game.
Bottom of the third now. And
First
to go to
in
base
for the
by
second
Gio
time.
Urshela.
The third baseman, number 29.
First pitch of the AB now.
First pitch to Urshela. Is
Fastball
taken for
on the
strike
inner
1.
third, taken for a strike. Swing and a
That
line.
is swung on and hit to center and
Gets
down.
down, and he's got himself a base hit.
So a base hit for Urshela to lead off
Pitcher
the
went to the
third.
ball one too many times. Back-to-back fastballs. Hitter was able to keep his hands through, deliver a nice line
That ball
drive.
was rocked into the gap in center. Great job by Urshela, staying aggressive at the plate. Frazier now up
To the plate
1 for
now,
1 with a
Clint
single.
Frazier. As he'll take a look at an off-speed
Takes
pitch here
ball
that misses
1.
for ball 1. He collected a base hit his first time up. The 1-0 is looked at for the first
Taken at the
time.
knees for strike 1. Good pitch there by Plesac. Throws Frazier at the knees. Frazier swings that one to the left, but it's foul. And Plesac gets ahead in the count, 1-2.
No outs here.
Swung on and fouled back.
2 strikes, and he'll see another one.
Count 1-2. Plesac already closing in on 50 pitches here in just the bottom of the third.
The 1-2 pitch.
Swing and a miss.
And
Frazier down on strikes. A big punch out there for Plesac. That's number 4.
Spotted it nicely down around the bottom of the zone. And when you do that, especially with 2 strikes, not a lot of guys are going to hurt you. You're going to get a lot of ground balls and swings and misses down
Torres
there.
steps up. Looking to advance the runner.
And that'll bring up Gleyber Torres.
Torres swings to the first pitch, over to second. Tag is made through the first inning over. Just like that, the third inning is over.
We'll move ahead to the 4th inning now.
Third of the way gone in game 2. Indians still lead 2-1.
Welcome back to the Bronx as we check in with Heidi.
Matt, I talked with manager Terry Francona during the break about his thoughts on the Indians' hitters to this point. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. Yes, they've only scored 1 run, but he said they've done a great job of forcing the pitch count up, and he thinks that's going to lead to more offense for them as this game goes on.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. All set for the start of the 4th.
Forward steps
And
Josh
the next
Naylor.
at-bat will be Josh Naylor.
22. Josh Naylor.
Naylor grounded out back in the second. Kluber stays in here in the 4th inning,
here's
already
the
up to
first
65 pitches on the ledger. But holding a 2-1 lead as that curveball misses below the knees. Got the shift on here. There's a huge gap that left side past third base. If Naylor can get it there, a potential double. Naylor swings on a pitch that was way inside, and he fouled it away. Count is even. A 1-1 to Naylor. Is swung on to second. And 1 out.
Second. Throw to first in time. 1 gone here in the 4th.
The batter, the shortstop, Andres Jimenez.
Jimenez.
So 1 down, no 1 aboard.
Will oh, ball. Back by Kluber. Only 2-1 now. It's here by Kluber.
This one
There, 2 out.
first, and there were 2 down. So
he didn't throw that 5th straight sinker.
Pitch speed comparison for the 2 starters, and you can see that both guys are well into the 90s, 95 on one hand and just 2 miles an hour slower on the other.
Here's
And
Jordan
now here
Luplow.
is Jordan Luplow worked a walk his first time up.
On a walk the first time up.
Here it comes.
Trying to keep this 4th inning alive for Cleveland.
A ball and
Inside
no
cutter
strikes.
taken for ball 1. What Cleveland's been able to do, though, is they've gone ahead in a lot of these early counts. But only
And they
1
won't
run
get
to
him to
show
chase
for
the
it.
curveball in the
2-0
dirt
count
that
now
time, and it's 2-0
to
now.
Luplow. Kluber already approaching the 80 pitch mark. Here in the top half of the 4th inning.
Now the pitch.
A 2-0 to Luplow on its way.
Too tight with that
And
one.
that's a
3-0.
ball. 3-0 now.
Well, of all the guys in this lineup, he's definitely the guy I'd be cautious with, especially with a 1-run lead. No surprise that he's treading lightly right here.
Hedges on deck.
1 run, 4 hits.
Luplow
No
can keep
errors
this
to
inning
point
going.
For the Indians.
Take
That
strike
one's in
1,
there,
a sinker
3-1.
in the zone. He has utilized that sinker effectively here in this inning. Really has frozen up these Cleveland hitters. A 3-1 to Luplow.
3-2 to the Indians.
Taken
center
for a
fielder.
strike at the knees. Full count. Kluber looking to get out of this inning.
Good swing, just
Swung
a little early,
on,
and he'll
fouled
see another
away.
payoff pitch.
The payoff pitch.
And this
Missed
one
him
misses
for
high
a walk,
ball
and
four,
Luplow
they have
has walked
themselves a two-out
twice.
base runner.
Well, you never want to issue a free pass if you can help it, but when a hitter like that digs
Hedges
in,
back
you'd rather
up.
he's standing at first than driving a ball out of here and erasing your one-run lead.
Hedges struck
So
out
two
back
down
in the
and a runner
second.
at first, and Austin Hedges will be the next to hit.
The nod from Kluber. Look back over to first, and he'll throw back that way. But nothing doing.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
Swung to short, inning
Cleanly,
over.
And as it turns out, the two-out walk doesn't come around to hunt him as that ends the inning.
3.5
One
gone
left for the Tribe.
in game
Our
2.
score remains 2-1.
Yankees still lead 2-1.
Just about set to go for the last of the fourth. But before we do that, here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Yankees manager Aaron Boone during the break about the team's offensive performance so far. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. It's still pretty early in the game, but they've seen a lot of pitches already, and he thinks the 2 runs they've pushed across so far is just the beginning, given the quality of the at-bats they're putting together.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks.
The bottom of the fourth gets going.
So here's the
Eugene
cleanup
Carlos
hitter,
Stanton.
Carlos Stanton. An RBI double. is what he
RBI
was credited
double.
with his first time around.
And he's
Back
gotta
in the
build off
first.
that last AB. He battled. Usually when you battle, you get
And already
mode. A
3
lot
for
of
4
pitches,
in this
you'll swing at the
series.
rosin bag. I love the fact that he was able
With-
to work a double
with
in
the home
last
run.
at bat. Let's see if we get more of the same right here.
Ball one
Just
is
off the
taken.
outside, and it's 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. The count to
High
Stanton.
ball.
Stanton is a prolific power hitter, and you probably didn't need me to tell you that. Doesn't matter what kind of pitching he faces, there's a lot of pop in that bat.
Big
the
swing
cut
and a
at
miss
that
by
one, but
Stanton. A
misses
12-6 curve, and the count goes
That
to
is a
2-1.
pro pitch right there. 2-0 curveball for a strike. You make those kind of pitches, you'll be around for a long time.
Here's the 2-1 home.
The 2-1.
I'd
Well
be real
outside.
surprised if he goes back
3-1
all the way
to
there on the
Stanton.
mound. This is a count for a fastball challenge, and we'll see if he's ready for it in the box.
The 3-1 to Stanton. And
that
a
misses
walk
for
is
ball
drawn.
four.
A
It's
leadoff walk to
that starts the
Stanton to
bottom of
start the
fourth.
4th inning.
And that's what you want from your
Not what
leadoff
you want to
hitter.
have with
Show
the
some
heart of the
great
Yankee
patience
lineup
and
coming up, and here
discipline,
comes
making
Voit.
the pitcher labor to start the game. The result is a
And
leadoff
Plesac
walk
just
and a
missed
chance
that
to make
one. I
some
think he
early
thinks
noise.
he's letting that back get away. And now you got to face Voit and Judge already with a
So
man in
now
scoring
to the plate,
position.
Luke Voit. As the first
Voit
pitch
takes
to him
ball
runs
one
a bit
inside for ball one and a fastball.
Stanton gets
Trying to
his
get
lead
him to
at
chase
first,
inside.
nobody out.
Look over to Stanton, now the 1-0. Voit
And that
swings
one
at the
yanked just
third,
foul.
but it's foul.
The 1-1.
1-1, Stanton's going. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Stanton is going down.
That very
Stanton
well
is
could have been a
thrown
hit run,
out
but
at
that pitch
second,
was so
and there's
far
one
out of the
away
zone,
here in
it
the
really
fourth.
made it hard for the hitter to make any contact.
Very
Kind of
close
left
play.
his
Let's
teammate
see if
hung
that
out
was
to dry.
inside. Oh, we're going to get a look at the catcher. That did look to be inside. That was a close play at second.
The 1-2.
And the 1-2. Swung on, and Voit is down. So Plesac goes from a man on, no out in 2 pitches. No on, 2 out.
So
And here's Aaron
Yankee
Judge.
half of the fourth, and that'll bring up the former American League Rookie of the Year, Big Aaron Judge.
0 for 1 with a flyout.
First pitch on the way.
Trying to get his first hit of the series.
As he'll
And he
come up
swings
empty
and
there
misses
as he
there on a
misses the
changeup
off-speed
in
pitch
strike
for
one.
Hey, you think back to the early innings right there. You thought this guy would have been hitting his showers. A credit to him. He's been able to regroup, find his mechanics, and find a way to stay in this game.
Judge rips it to right, but foul. And Plesac is a strike away from getting through the heart of this Yankee lineup with no damage done.
Nothing in 2 count, and the
The 0-2 to Judge. Fouled away. Judge keeps it alive. The 0-2 on its way.
And
Swing and a miss.
swung on,
Judge is
missed, and
down.
the
His
side is
hitless
retired.
series
Down in
continues.
order go the Yankees.
Plesac
They lead
gets
it
him in
2-1.
order. 4 gone in game 2. Yankees still lead 2-1.
So now it is.
In the 5th, Cesar Hernandez.
Have, Matt. They came out of the gates and got hot right away, but whatever was going for them pretty much has disappeared. We'll see if they can wake it back up.
Hernandez will face Kluber for the 3rd time already. Top of the 5th.
First pitch of the inning.
Chuck
is
swing,
taken
didn't go, it's a
downstairs for
ball.
It's 1-0.
Hernandez
2 now.
again of that quick twitch, didn't go. 2-0 the count. Hernandez
Line
rips
shot
one,
to
but what a
first,
play
and
by
there's one away.
Voigt! Over at first, and there's 1 gone. Wow, what a rope down the first base line, and Voigt does a
Stepping in
great
once
job
again is
ranging to his
Roberto
right to
Perez.
make
He's
the
1
play.
for 2 in this one.
And a quick first out.
And now the first pitch.
The 1, the 0 on its
And he
way,
takes
missed
ball
for a ball, count 1-0.
5th inning, 2-1 our score.
Here in the 5th.
This is Scott.
That is swung on to center. Frazier gives it a run, 2 out.
Now, and he has it, 2 gone.
Blue gonna get 2-10.
Next,
Here's
it'll
Jose
be
Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez.
2 for 2 in this game so far with the home run and a single.
Outfield shaded toward right center. Here's the first pitch.
Pitch misses for a ball.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
The 1-0 to Ramirez on its way. Missed
Easy
again
take
for
there
a
as the
ball.
off-speed
Count goes
pitch
to
misses
2-0.
well inside.
Kluber nearing 90 pitches here in 5 innings. The only run he's given up,
Now
though,
the
was
2-0
the home run to Ramirez back in the 1st.
Is swung on.
Big
Strike
swing and a
1.
miss by Ramirez there on a
Problem for the
sinker.
batter
Count goes
now
to
is
2-1.
He's gotten so inside conscious after those first 2 pitches. Anything on the outer half of the plate's going to look a foot
Sinker
outside.
misses for a ball.
3-1
3-1 to Ramirez.
2 out,
I
nobody
think
on.
here he's going to get something to hit on this 3-1 offering. He does, but it's chopped out to the plate.
That goes foul.
Declared foul. So a full count to Ramirez is now.
High and deep down
Swings
the
to
field
left.
line.
Will it stay fair? No, it
And
will
he
not.
pushed it just a bit too much. It'll wind up a foul ball. Into the
Full
windup,
count
ready
once
with the
again to
payoff
Ramirez.
pitch. Another
Crushes
one
it
sent
to
foul.
right, but it's foul. Ramirez getting some good swings, just not able to keep the ball fair and tie it. Ramirez whips down a tip runner who is half two. Yankees
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And
Gary
next to hit is the
Sanchez
catcher,
will lead
Gary
it off
Sanchez.
here in the 5th. Bottom of the lineup. There's a strike, a third up. Pitch there
pitch on
just
the way.
throws him. 2-2. Out now 1-2.
Stolen packing to the bench.
Says
the
down
first
on
out.
strike.
The perfect. Used it yet, loses it, and gets the big strike.
DJ LeMahieu steps up.
And
0
that
for
sends
1
DJ
here in
LeMahieu
game
into the
2.
box. As he will take a fastball
Take
in
strike
there at the
one.
knees for strike 1. 2 runs, 3
Other
for him, and drop strike.
Hey,
And this guy's
Whoa.
really pitched well so far.
That
Attacking the
felt
strike zone,
borderline.
and he's really kept these hitters off balance.
But it's strike 2 called.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2
The 0-2.
pitch. And he'll try and test
In
it
the
with one in the
dirt.
dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
Ball 1.
Yeah, that's the spot right there for an 0-2 pitch. Make him see if he'll chase that slider in the dirt, especially with the bases empty.
Here comes the 1-2.
1-2 to LeMahieu in the shadows. LeMahieu fouls it away to keep the at-bat alive. LeMahieu chops it, but foul. Keeping the at-bat alive at 1-2. Bottom of the 5th. Game 2 of the ALDS. Yankees still leading 2-1.
Got him.
Strike 3 called.
strikeouts
LeMahieu
now
is
for him in the
down.
ballgame.
Doesn't look very happy about it, but that's
Really
the
on
8th
a
strike out of the
roll
game
right
for
now,
Pleza.
Up the last inning, and now he started this frame with the same story. 4 straight strikeouts in all.
So that'll bring up
Tyro
Estrada.
Estrada digging in now. He swings and hits it
Estrada
foul
rips
off
that
to the
one, but
right
it's
and out of
foul.
play. 2 ready on the K this inning, so he'll be looking.
The 0-1 to
Wind
Estrada.
up and the 0-1.
In the dirt, ball
This
1.
guy's got to be pretty proud of what he's done so far. It's never easy to pitch on the road, but to have this kind of outing in a ballpark that is notoriously known as being hitter-friendly, it's been a treat to watch.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out.
The 1-1 to Estrada.
Hit in the air
Is
down the
fouled
right field
away
line.
into the crowd.
This'll
And
wind up being
Plezak a
foul
strike
ball.
away.
Wow, he's
And
cruising
striking
right
out.
now and working on number 5.
Here comes the 1-2.
1-2 on its way. Fouled up back to the bottom of the line in the 7th inning. 5 gone in game 2. Yankees lead 2-1.
Now at the plate here is Franmil Reyes. He's
Franmil
batting cleanup
Reyes
in this
steps
one,
in.
but will get us
Kluber will
started
go
here
back
in the
out
inning
for the
as they look
6th.
to wake up the bats.
Yeah,
Already
not much to
at
get excited
94
about with just a
pitches.
single notch on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to where it's deserved. The pitching on the other side has been really impressive.
Reyes will face Kluber.
Here's the first pitch. As he'll watch one miss
Ball
down and in
low.
for ball 1-0.
For ball
Double-barreled
1.
action in the Yankee bullpen now. A lefty and
Yankees
start
getting
to
the
get loose.
bullpen going. Here.
And
2-0
this
count.
one's taken low.
This guy's been really on point so far, but it's not getting any easier. He has to get through 4, 5, and 6 right here.
3-0.
3-0 count
Got through the
quickly
5th all right,
to
but it looks like
Reyes.
he's a little off kilter here to start the 6th.
Rosario on deck. Potentially against Kluber.
The 3-0 pitch.
3-0.
Tough pitch to
Walk!
lay off, but he
A
did, and it's
4-pitch
ball 4,
walk
so the leadoff hitters have
Thrown
more to
by
start the sixth.
Rosario.
Three
Oh,
of
by
those pitches
Kluber
were
out of
definitely
Rosario.
out of the zone, but
And the
that last
tying
pitch
run
looked
is
pretty
on
darn good
first.
to me. You're not usually going to get many favorable calls
Oh,
on 3-0,
man.
though.
Kluber
You
knows
have
he
to earn
lost
that
that
spot.
bat there. Aaron Boone going to stick with him now to face Rosario. Tying
Into
run
the
at the
box
plate.
now, Eddie
Tying
Rosario.
run, excuse me, on
As he takes a
first.
called strike on the
With
black,
no out of
it's
strike
0-1.
one is taken.
And through just
Rosario
5 innings, he's
represents the
coming up on
go-ahead
100
run
pitches
here in
now.
the 6th.
Yeah, Matty, I think one of the things you want to do is try to drive that pitch count up. And D-Row, if you're the offense right now, you're sitting in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, usually the starting pitcher doesn't get to see the lineup 3 times through. I wouldn't be shocked if there's a move made to
Ball
the
1
bullpen.
taken.
1-1
That was the
count now.
100th pitch of the night taken
From
and
the
thrown by
stretch.
Kluber. That misses for a ball.
Sometimes you got to be aggressive offensively, but sometimes you just
Gotta
let the pitcher
suspect
dig
this
his
is
own
going to be
grave.
Kluber's last
Patience
batter
and
here,
discipline seem to be the way
regardless
to
of
go
what
right here.
happens. Shakes his head, looks over to first, the 2-1 to Rosario. Missed for ball 3.
This situation right here reminds me of sitting on the bench talking to John Smoltz, Hall of Famer. He would always say, even though the situation looked bad, a pitcher is one pitch away from getting himself out of a tough jam.
Pitch number 103. Swing and a miss by Rosario, and the count runs full.
Reyes aboard here at first with nobody out. Now a swing and a
Fouled
softly hit
away.
ground
Rosario
ball.
keeps the at-bat going. Pitch number 105.
Pitch one more time.
Fouled away again by Rosario. It's a pitcher's worst nightmare. Your pitch counts in the triple digits, and now a hitter at the plate is working a great at-bat. Ripped to third, over to second for 1, to first for 2, and Kluber gets a double play turned.
Well, they got the tying run on base, but one ground ball later, and it's gone. He's going to be frustrated with himself after that.
And Kluber is going to stay in
now,
to face Naylor.
As he'll look at a breaking ball that misses
Aaron
for
Boone
ball
going to
one.
let him finish
He's
out the
0 for
inning.
2 in the ball
Yeah, I
game
think
so
it's because
far.
he got that double play. If he didn't get that double play and drew a walk there, I think Kluber's night's done.
Into his
But
windup,
because he
here
got
comes the
that double
1-0.
play, inning continues and
Hits
Kluber
softly
stays
on the
in.
ground to first.
Grounded to first. Voit flips it behind the back, and he makes the play. Inning over.
Fair to say,
Kluber's night most likely done.
these folks are
5.5 gone.
career on Broadway. Game 2 coverage
Bottom of the
goes on
6th coming up.
after this.
We're having fun in the Bronx. 2-1 Yankees lead.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Gio Urshela. It was a base hit last time up.
Third baseman.
Plesac stays in to start the 6th
First pitch of the AB now.
against Urshela.
Back
Ripped up the middle and through for a
And
base
that's
hit on the
base
first
hit.
pitch
So
by
a little
Urshela.
first pitch swinging there as he's on to kick off the
And
inning.
quickly, a leadoff single here in the 6th to maybe get another Yankee rally started. Right behind Plesac on the mound. Great job of aggressive hitting there by Urshela. So in steps Frazier with a man on.
Clint Frazier. As
Ball
the
one
first
is
pitch a
taken.
bit high, it's ball 1. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. The 1-0. Runners off. for
Runners
second.
going,
Offered
thrown to
and
second,
missed.
is in time
Every
again.
make that throw, so that was pretty special.
Urshela
Benito
going
Santiago
down
made
for the
throws against
second
Davis when he was
time.
playing, but it's a
The
really
Yankees
tough
have been
pull.
gunned down
That's
trying to
long
steal a
throw
base.
without any legs underneath you, so
Not even
hats off to him
close,
on that.
really. That Urshela was meat. The moment that throw got there, I appreciate the aggressive base running, but the Indians have done a great job in limiting the damage on the base paths.
A ball and 2
Frazier
strikes now.
takes strike 2.
Take a step back right here after 3
Count 1 and
fastballs
2.
in a row. There is no chance he throws you a 4th.
Did
Fouled
well just
away
to
by
make
Frazier,
contact
keeps
there
the
as he
at-bat
spoils off
alive.
a good changeup. Here he comes again, 1-2. A swinging
Frazier
bunt.
keeps it alive again by fouling it back.
Hits are now even at 4 apiece. Swing and a
Frazier
liner.
rips that one into left. That ball is
That's in
down.
for his second hit of the afternoon.
And Frazier will stay on first. So back-to-back hits for the Yankees. But there's one out.
You start fouling off multiple pitches. You'll swing
Great
at the
job by
rosin bag
Frazier to
if you
work
throw.
that at-bat
Nice job by
alive.
the offensive player.
Staying aggressive and getting on base with a single. Gleyber Torres steps face Plesac for the 3rd time.
As the first pitch
Ball
to him
1
is
is
taken
hitter.
for ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats.
2. A base hit here It's going to put a lot of pressure on Plesac with Stanton on deck. Fouled back by Torres. Count even 1-1. That ball is crushed!
And it's a foul.
But it's foul!
Ah, man, just a hair early on that one and just pulled it foul. He's going to have to find a way to refocus.
The 1-2.
Not easy to continue an AB.
Missed for ball 2. Count is even.
Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The 2-2.
3 balls and 2
Missed
strikes
for a
to the
ball.
Yankees
Full
DH.
count.
We could
With
see the
Stanton
runner in motion
on
here
deck.
on a 3-2 count with 1 out. There's a pretty good chance he's going to get a pitch to swing at, and if not, it's ball 4 anyways.
Full count to Torres. Deck.
The payoff pitch home.
Fouled
Count
away
still
again
full,
by
3-2.
Torres. Plesac has now across 90 pitches here in the bottom of the 6th.
Working for the
Full
punch
count.
out and the offering.
Torres rips it to
Again, he
left,
sends it out
but
of
it's
play.
fouled again. The next full
Once again, a
count.
3-2.
Torres again fouls it back. Again, Torres fouls it back. Full count still. What a job by Torres to run this at-bat up and run up Plesac's pitch count. The full count again. Got him looking. Strike 3. A long at-bat. Plesac wins it. His 10th strikeout of the night. And here's Giancarlo Stanton with 1 on, 2 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Single and a walk thus far. Stanton rips it into the order. 2-1. Luis Sessa will step onto the mound here and face the bottom of this Indians lineup.
Leading off the inning, it'll be Andres Jimenez. They could use a spark from him here.
No, you're only down 1 right here, but the exploding stuff that's coming out of the back end of a lot of teams' bullpens. I mean, just north of 95 plus. Stuff diving all over the plate. It's gotten a lot tougher to scratch across runs against these teams' bullpens.
Comes set.
The
and
0-1. Missed for ball 1. The 1-1 from Sessa. Jimenez fouls that back. The count goes to 1-2.
Look out.
Whoa,
That almost got away
inside, turning
from
in the
him.
back off the
2-2
plate. Count is even. Two.
Breaking ball.
Missed
called
for
just a bit
ball
low.
3. Count is
When you're
full.
playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
Fastball.
Got him looking, strike
and there's
3.
the first out of the inning.
Just in the zone, and Sessa
Next to stand
gets a
in
strikeout.
is Jordan Luplow. It was a walk in his last
Luplow
trip.
steps up to face Sessa here in the top of the 7th.
First pitch coming. Here it is.
Strike 1 is taken by
That's the
Luplow.
exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
We're in the 7th inning now. The pitchers duel. 2-1 our score.
The 0-1 to Luplow. Swung on and missed on a
strike, and now
slider.
it's
Count
0-2.
quickly 0-2.
Swing and a miss on a nasty slider right there. Always felt toughest pitch in the game. If you're a guy who liked to work the big part of the field, you were on that fastball middle
The
away.
0-2 to
That
Luplow.
slider looked like a heater.
Fouled
for about
away.
56 feet 6 inches.
The 0-2 on its way to Luplo.
And he
And he
fouls,
fouls it away again. Luplo trying to get a rally started for Cleveland. But he's not going to do it there. He's down on strikes.
There are 2 gone.
Sessa gets back-to-back strikeouts.
He's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's
2 away here in the 7th, and that'll bring up Hedges.
Easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
Hedges steps in. To the plate now, Austin Hedges.
Big swing and a miss there.
Strike one. For strike one. No hits to this point.
Hedges 0 for 2.
And it's a ball and a strike.
Inside for
Hedges.
ball 1. A 1-1 to Hedges. Swung on and missed inside, and the count goes to 1-2.
Takes away from wrapping up a very good innings work out of the bullpen here.
Looking to set down the side on strikes. Here it
Fouled
comes.
away by Hedges, and the count stays 1-2. Hedges again fouls it away.
If you're on the mound right there and you're getting a swing at a breaking ball off the plate, do not be shocked if he tucks something up under this guy's chin hot right here.
And a slider's
in the dirt. Count even.
Interesting sequence of pitches right there. A real ugly swing on a ball away, and it looks like the batter has a much better idea of what he's looking for after that second pitch.
The 2-2 is on its way to Hedges.
Here's the 2-2.
Did he go? Yes, he did. So Luis Sessa comes in and strikes out the side in the 7th. Time to stretch it in game 2. Yankees clinging now to a 2-1 lead.
Last half of the 7th.
Here is Luke Voigt. Plesac is going to stay in the bottom of the 7th to face Voigt. Interesting decision by Terry Francona. Going to stick with his starter here in a 7th inning against the heart of this Yankee lineup.
As the first pitch to him,
ball 1 is taken by Voigt.
Zone, it's ball 1.
You know, because this is just a one-run game, this doesn't strike me as a situation where he's going to be
strike 1 is taken by Voigt, and the count is even.
Right here.
2 balls and a strike.
This for a ball, 2-1.
Hit hard right
swung to center and down. Voigt is on with a leadoff single. And in steps Judge.
As we take a look at his numbers, a couple of things jump out at you.
Definitely, Matt. He's been throwing it by guys the entire game, but that leads to some high pitch counts, and that's the case here. After that hit, you have to wonder if he's starting to get a little bit fatigued.
Yeah,
and Terry Francona is going to pull him.
On the side of caution in terms of
Plesac is done. 6 innings, 2 runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. But 99 pitches.
For his starter this afternoon.
He's responsible, though, for Voigt on first.
6 and at the very least kept his club in it to this point.
Emmanuel Clase will be tasked to face Judge and try to get out of this 7th inning. But this game's still 2-1.
Aaron Judge will be the first to stand in against the new pitcher as he'll do so with a runner
Judge with a strikeout and a flyout. Here in game 2, he is hitless for the series so far up to this point.
He's set and the pitch.
Judge whips on the first pitch, and it's down.
Base hit.
To back. Void with a single, Judge with a single. 2 pitches, 2 hits. Absolute heat on a cut fastball, but that's right in Judge's wheelhouse, and he delivers with a clutch hit. Sanchez steps up, 2 on, nobody out. 100 miles an hour, it's anchored by Sanchez for ball 1.
Is the batter now.
And that single was Judge's first hit of the series, and it couldn't come at a better time. If you're Clase now, you just gotta settle in and try to get out of this situation.
Fastball misses downstairs.
It's 2-0.
It's 2-0 now.
A couple strikeouts early in the game, but he's done a much better job in this at-bat, trying to get ahead and put himself in a good hitter's count.
Here it comes, 2-0.
Sanchez swings, but it's foul.
Well, the Yankees have been searching for that big hit pretty much all game. It remains to see if they can get it, but now it sure will be a
Crowd
good
came
time.
alive, but on a foul ball by Sanchez. Sanchez again fouls it away, and the count is even.
2-2.
What a big punch out this would be for Clase if he can get it. It takes some of this pressure off. And he does! Sanchez is down! 100 on the gun!
That's the 3rd time in this game
First
he's
out.
gone down on strikes. Not the game he was hoping to have when he was taking batting practice, but at least his guys are ahead.
3 strikeouts for Sanchez on the night. LeMahieu steps up 2 on, 1 out. They're trying to extend this lead for the Yankees. Don't forget Cardinals and Nationals game 3 shortly after 9 p.m.
As he'll take a cold strike here on
That series is tied 1-1, heading back to St. Louis. Padres and Dodgers game 3 tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Awfully close with the slider there, but it's 1-1.
Dodgers return home, so looking to avoid the sweep. Padres looking to go to the NLCS for the first time since '98.
That was some gas.
1-2 to LeMahieu.
Runners are at first and second with 1 away.
First and second, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. The 1-2 is on its way to LeMahieu.
A shot down
Ripped to right, but foul.
This is a foul ball as the count
Allboy ranging to his right to make the play. The 1-2 on its way.
Pulls this one in the air.
That is in the air to left. Still tracking. Rosario's got it. Nobody's going. 2 out. What a job by Clase to get these 2 outs. Now can you get Estrada and get out of this inning with a man stranded on second and Judge stranded on first. Void stranded on second. Right. Yankees got 2 hits on the first 2 pitches of the inning.
One-run game, the pitch.
Another 100 on the gun for Clase, but Estrada holds back.
The 1-0. That's inside.
99 that time. Estrada holds back. 2-0.
Right there, fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand
Top of the order comes up if the Yankees can extend this inning.
Swing and
that one is down and hit the line. It's a fair ball. Void will come to the plate and score. Yankees lead 3-1. Tejero Estrada has done it again.
That's a big RBI right there to give this team a 2-run cushion.
The man with the lowest batting average on the team coming into the postseason, and he has delivered in a clutch way. Urshela up now. See how close this was. Ripped down the line. That's right off the chalk. Game of inches sometimes, but that one hits the chalk and the Yankees have a 2-run lead.
First pitch of the AB on its
Urshela
way.
takes strike
Gio
one,
Urshela
100
is in with 2
inside.
away now as he looks at a called strike one.
2 for 2 in the
You know, some
game.
guys just don't like pulling the trigger in an 0-0 count. They don't like the ambush tactic. They like to calibrate the speed, maybe pick up the break. They want to know everything your ball does before they pull the trigger.
The 0-1.
Trying to keep the deficit right where it is. The
102 inside, and Urshela has to back away. Oh, that was some heat. Judge on third, Estrada on first.
And he lays off for a ball.
Below the
2-1.
knees, 2-1.
Hey, lots of guys
100
get too
on the
aggressive
gun.
in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball and play hard.
Below the knees
Several
again,
inches
98,
below the zone, in
3-1.
Couldn't be
The
a whole lot
last thing
better
you want to do
situation
is
to get
load
in
the
now.
bases
3-1,
and keep
2
this
on.
train
He's gotta
rolling
be
for the
thinking
Yankees
he's
here
gonna
in the
get a pitch
7th.
he
You
can
want to get
drive
out of
right
this
here.
inning with as least damage as possible.
He loses
And a
him on
walk
ball
is
4.
drawn.
Oh,
Bases
that's a walk
loaded.
that could
Here
really change
comes
the complexion of the
Frazier.
game. With the bases loaded, if he gives up a base hit right here, it could get real ugly.
And now a crucial spot. Bases loaded.
Clint
2 men
Frazier
down. And
comes
that'll
to the
bring up
plate.
The outfielder Clint Frazier.
Yanks lead 3-1. Clint Frazier at the plate. Torres on deck.
First pitch on its way.
Swung on the first pitch.
Hedges over to his
Hedges
left.
is there.
And
Inning
avoid
over.
The big inning as he makes the catch. So just the
So the
one run
Yankees
score
leave
here
him
in the
loaded.
frame.
But to Hero Estrada, that is just 171 coming in, has delivered another clutch hit here at home in Game 2. Yankees lead 3-1.
Chad Green has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do
And
so
now
to start
Chad
the 8th.
Green steps in here in the 8th inning to face the top of the Indian lineup.
New
And
inning
that
set
will
to get
start
underway,
with
and that'll
Cesar
get rid of the
Hernandez.
veteran second baseman Cesar Hernandez.
First
Here's the
pitch
first
on its
pitch.
way from Green.
And they'll
Missed
start
for
in with a
ball
fastball
one,
that
well in
misses
the
down
dirt.
and away for a ball, 1-0.
The 0-1 on its way.
Breaking ball. that
2-0
time, it
slider
misses
out of the zone.
You know, sometimes it takes a pitcher a few pitches to get going, but those 2 pitches weren't even close. Ball's behind in the count, 2-0. It's time to start
Sun
getting
now
locked
coming
in.
back over home plate. And that's what's interesting if you're a hitter, from a ball coming from the shadows right into the sunlight here
And this will
in
be
the
fouled
Bronx.
away.
Fouled off, count 2-1. Game 3 of this series will take place on Saturday.
He's set.
That'll
and
be
the
in
2-1
Cleveland. It'll either be
pitch.
2-0 Yankees or
Sent
tied
fouled again
1-1
after
as
being way
Hernandez
ahead.
fouls
Now
that
it's even
away.
at 2-2.
The 2-1 on its way.
Full count now.
Full
3-2.
count.
Yeah, well, down 2. You better believe they gladly take a leadoff walk right here. Anything to get a base runner on and get that tied run to the plate.
Full count to lead off the 8th for Chad Green against
The
Cesar
3-2
Hernandez.
And a
Missed
good
it
take
for
there,
a
minimum
ball.
base
A
runner as it's
leadoff
ball
walk
4 now
drawn
to
by
start the 8th
Hernandez,
inning.
and the tying
Man,
run
that's
is
a
coming to the
tough one to
plate
swallow.
in
You're
the form of
hanging on
Roberto
to a slight
Perez.
lead, and the last thing you want to do is give up a leadoff walk. Seems like those are the ones that always come back to haunt you. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Perez with a single
Next up
back in the
is
third.
Roberto Perez, leadoff man on base, and we'll see what they
Best
have in
chance
mind
for the Indians to
strategy-wise
score
here.
probably since that opening inning. Absolutely, they've got to do
Ready to
something
deal.
here,
Comes the first pitch.
especially with the heart of the
Slider
Yankee
there,
lineup
gets ahead
coming
of
right
him,
back
nothing
up in
in
the
one.
8th.
These are the moments that don't always show up on the
Perez
highlight
swings
film.
and misses for strike
Big
one.
spot. They have a chance right here. This guy mixes in a knock. They have a chance to get right back in this game. If not, if he grounds into a double play, it's pretty much over.
Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Pitch taken for ball one. Indians have just 4 hits. They let it off in the first. Jose Ramirez hit a home run in the second deck and right. Yankees answered with 2 in the first and now 1 in the 7th and lead 3-1. That pitch is missed inside for ball 2. Trying to get him maybe to back off the plate there. But a great job of Perez of not biting. The 2-1 to Perez is on its way. He swings and fouls it away. Count is even 2-2.
Hernandez on at first, nobody out.
Hernandez at first. Perez looking to advance him in some way.
And
swung on and fouled. The next 2-2. Missed for ball 3.
Jose Ramirez.
Ramirez is on deck.
Run here, waits in the on-deck circle.
Will it be 2 on, no out, or 1 on, 1 out here in the top of the 8th? The full count delivery. Perez swings but fouls it away and keeps the up-out alive. Fans come to their feet behind the plate here in Yankee Stadium. The full count pitch to Perez. Got him! Got him looking, strike 3.
With that, we'll give you a look at our starter comparison.
And a big punch out by Green.
The column to look at is the one on the right side of your screen. Not too many hits to go around at this point in the ballgame.
So a big punch out by Green. Now here's Ramirez representing the tying run.
He's got a batting average of .444. He also has 1 home run.
Ramirez had the home run and right back in the first. He takes ball 1.
There and it's ball 1.
Right guy, right spot. This is one of the better hitters in their lineup. Just the guy they want to see coming up now to get this inning going.
The 1-0.
The 1-0.
Is
big swing and a miss by Ramirez. Count is even. Aaron Boone hoping Green can get out of this inning, but the Yankees still leading it by 2.
The 1-1.
Ramirez rips it, but it's foul. And Green ahead in the count, 1-2. The 1-2 on its way. Missed for ball 2.
Like a slider that time, but it's 2-2.
See the signs from Aaron Boone over in the Yankee dugout. Look over to first, now the 2-2 to Ramirez.
Pitch on its way.
Swing and a ground ball to second. Not going to be able to turn 2, but they'll get Ramirez. Runner advances, 2 out.
Had to protect there with 2 strikes, and he just got it off the end of the bat.
The great pitch by Green got him to chase. It's a 12-6 curve outside the zone on the opposite side of the strikeout pitch. Forces Ramirez to ground out, and a big out for Green here in the 8th. 2 big outs for Green after the leadoff walk. Ball 1 is taken by Reyes.
For ball 1. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far.
Single back in the first for Reyes. 1 swing here could tie this game up at 3. That is taken for a strike. Count even. 96 on the gun, high in the zone. Throws up Ramirez. He didn't know what to do.
But they'd be lying if they didn't say they wanted a 2-run, 3-run lead. That's exactly what this guy
fouled away. 1-2, and Green is a strike away from getting out of this inning unscathed and keeping it 3-1.
Scoring affair, 3-1 our score.
The 1-2 on its way. Fouled off by Ramirez. Count stays 1-2. In the dirt, count even.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
The 2-2 to Reyes. Brings the run. Hearts and throats there on that swing.
From the stretch.
Missed for ball 3. Oriole, if can keep the inning alive.
He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any at the moment.
Full count to Reyes. Look over to second.
And a fastball.
It's a walk.
Ball 4.
Pitch just missed.
So
Reyes is on.
Yeah, and that seems to be a popular approach when this guy
Rosario up. Go ahead, face him. And Boone makes the switch.
Will be summoned now to beat
Ahmed Rosario is going to pinch run at first.
So here is
Eddie Rosario.
Like this ad go a long way toward deciding.
Pitch. Rosario.
He's starting to be focused.
On first. Rosario at the top of the 8th.
Hang a 0. Here's the
swing and a miss. 2-1. Chapman now is getting 10. Expect the Yankees will get him on in the 9th. Or will they still have Chapman comes into the game? If he comes into the game. Popped up, fouled away. Got him to chase inside. O'Day now a strike away from getting out of this inning, but the Yankees still leading it by 2. And he does! What a job by Darren O'Day to get the strikeout! The 8th inning is over! Go-ahead run on strike in the 8th. Run.
Out of the bottom half
Bill
of the
what
now as he takes over in right.
Oscar Mercado will come in and play right field.
Stepping up is Gleyber Torres. His career numbers.
So it'll be Torres, Stanton, and Voit in the bottom of the 8th to face Maton.
First pitch on its way.
We'll try to keep it a 2-run game against that heart of the lineup. Ball 1 misses. A 1-0. Rip to third. Another leadoff hit for Miss for ball 2. The 2-0 on its way to Stanton. Swung to right, foul.
Good hitters count now. Nobody out, runner on first. Fouled away.
Rip to right again, and quickly count is evened up. Stanton getting aggressive here. If you're Mountain, can you get him to chase something here and get a big out?
He's set. Here's the 2-2.
Stanton rips it into the gap. It's through for a base hit. That ball's going all the way to the wall. Torres, is he going to round third? Yes, he is. Throw to the plate. Is on a bounce. It's not in time. Torres scores all the way from first, and the Yankees blow it open here in the 8th and lead it 4-1. Giancarlo Stanton with a big RBI double.
Yeah, Dan, no doubt. As an offense, all you're trying to do is put your pitchers in positions to be successful.
Not just a power guy. Stanton can deliver a clutch base knocker too, if need be. What a job of base running by Torres to get all the way around from first and extend this lead. And now here's Voit
Luke Voigt.
Ball
And the first
one.
pitch to him is off the plate for a ball 1-0. A hit in 2 tries for him so
So
far.
O'Day got a big strikeout of the come-ahead run in the top. Stanton comes on in the bottom half, brings her out to first, and makes it 4-1.
Out in front. Stanton stands at second with no outs.
Swings but fouls it away.
He's got that timed up now. I'd be shocked if the pitcher goes to the well 3 times in a row with off speed.
Way high for ball 2.
Looked like he was a little over-aggressive there to throw that nasty curveball. Just needs to slow his delivery down a bit.
The 2-2 on its way.
And
This
that
time
one
for
never
ball
threatened.
3.
Aaron Judge is
Regardless of what happens here.
no one out with a runner at second.
Full count.
And
Got him.
Swung on and missed, and boy,
Voigt
they
is
took care of a
down.
key
1
man
out.
there. 1 away.
Big punch out by Matt in there, but now
Digging in
all he
there
had to
for the
do was
Yankees,
face Aaron Judge.
His prior history versus this arm, just a couple of matchups, no hits.
Judge
in 2
1
at-bats.
for 3 and a single in the last inning. Don't forget, shortly after 9 p.m., it is Cardinals-Nationals Game 1,
Wheels and deals.
or
Here's
Game
the
3
first
rather,
pitch.
as Judge swings at the first
Naylor
pitch.
in foul
Naylor
ground.
there, 2 out.
2 down.
Now batting, catcher.
Stay
Sanchez, he went down on strikes in his last
Nationals,
one on
and
the
if the tie in the 9th, the only point that'd be even at 1.
breaking
Cleveland
ball.
gonna need a
That's in the dirt
miracle
as he takes a ball.
in the top of the 9th, and then shut down the Yankees in the bottom half to win this game.
And this is low, ball 2.
2-1 below the knees. Matty not liking something, he threw the ball back. And it's 2-1 to Sanchez. Standing on second, his RBI double brought to
Ooh, that strikes
Acted
him
by
now. It's
Sanchez.
And
Couldn't
here's a
get him to
curveball that's
swing.
laid off
3
that
and
time.
Now with the pitch you feel most comfortable throwing with.
Runner at second with 2 down. Rolled slowly
Sanchez
down
grounds it to
baseline.
third.
He's got it.
Over to Finn.
In for the Indians. He's the
Naylor
one to
step-
start off in danger. He's set. Here it comes.
Needs
Needs to upon himself. AB and start.
the 0-1 from Chapman.
A little
Swung
quick
on by
that swing,
Naylor
he
and
finds himself
fouled.
behind 0-2.
Cal quickly 0-2. Chapman looking to get the first out of the 9th.
And he
Fouled
fouls
away
this one
by
off.
Naylor again. Only 2 now.
A pause and the 0-2. Is swung on
Big
and
swing
missed.
and a
He got
miss,
him on
strike 3, and
strikes.
Chapman's got the first out of the 9th.
Now batting,
And
Jimenez
now,
steps
Andres
up
Jimenez.
to
He was
face
sent
Chapman.
packing on strikes in his last trip.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system. Especially now, he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
Ready
First
to deal.
pitch to
Here
him.
comes the first
Is
pitch.
taken for strike 1 at the
Fastball's
knees.
in there for strike 1. 1 out, nobody on. Lays off the
Slider
and
misses
it's
for
1-1.
ball 1.
Hey, that's a nice take by the batter right there, but that's a non-competitive off-speed pitch. Got to do better to at least entice a swing.
Fouled
1-2 now
away,
as that
out
one's
1 and
fouled
2.
off. So 2 outs to
Bang!
begin the outing.
There's not a whole thing up.
To get loop.
And Austin. Now
First
the
pitch to him.
as he takes a cold strike at the
Strike
knees. It's
one.
0-1.
Especially after drilling the last guy up at the plate. That's just a great job to get your mechanic.
Quickly Hedges.
On their not a bad mid two.
Great take right there, but the last thing you want to do.
Pitch. On its way to Hedges.
Last strike now for Cleveland.
Fouled
Swing on
away.
the tough
Hedges
pitch,
keeps
and
it
he'll stick
alive.
around to see another one. Luplow, the runner at first with 2 gone.
Luplow at first. Hedges trying to keep it going.
Swing
That's it!
and a miss. He struck him
Chapman
out,
gets the
and that'll do it
strikeout,
here.
and the Yankees take game 2.
Man, facing Chapman is not for the faint of heart as he unleashes fireball after fireball. Gets the final out here. And
So the Yankees do exactly what they needed to at home and take the first 2 games of this AL Division Series. And for the Indians, they now go home down 0-2. Now going to have to win 3 in a row to go to the AL Series.
Heidi Wire crew on ML for way over tonight.
Indians got up to the great start. It's got was going to be Cleveland's day, but then the Yankees and Kluber settled down. Indians never scored again, just 4 hits in the game. And the Yankees have really just done an excellent job in shutting down this Indian offense through 2 games.
Our paid attendance here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon.
Well, the Indians will now go home to Progressive Field, down 2 games to nothing. Every game from here on out is an elimination game now. And the Yankees looking to get back to the A win on Saturday against the Indians. And Nationals game 3, which will take place in a little over an hour. Well, if you're the Cardinals, you got this thing back home. You did what you had to do and stole a game on the road in Washington. Your home stadium in Busch Stadium, that crowd is going to be rocking. It's going to be loud. It's going to be raucous. And that involves Nationals withstanding. Steal one right back on the road. Oh, it has been a good one here in the Bronx, but the Yankees take it 4-1 over the Indians and take a 2-0 lead. We will see you right back here in a little over an hour. Cards Nationals Game 3, right back here on Twitch. Good night, everybody, for now. We'll see you at 9 o'clock for Game 3 of the Cardinals and Nats.